in 1760, the British Empire did a census of their American colonies. And they concluded that Islam was the third largest religion. I don't remember if it was Baptist first or Methodist first. The other one was second. Islam was third. And the reason, of course, was because of the slave population. Many of the slaves were coming from West Africa and were actually Muslim. So there were also slaves coming from East Africa and Central Africa, and it was just enough that it pushed Islam into third place in terms of size. By 1770, that number had dramatically dropped, and the reason is the United States, it wasn't the United States yet, the British colonies in the Americas launched a campaign of basically de-Muslimizing the slave population. That became one of the goals. There was fear that if the slaves weren't Christian, it would become the basis for rebellion. It would unify the slaves around a different religion. They were also worried that the non-Christian, non-Muslim slaves that were being brought over would be converted to Islam. And also, and this is really important, there is a profound historical hatred of Islam built into European civilization and European culture. So that was inherited by those colonists. They were very clear about this. I'll give you an even earlier example of how this manifested. So one of the myths about the United States is that it was set up for religious freedom. It's not real. It's not true.
Myths.
Yeah, it is a myth. What happened was people were going to the colonies to set up their own colonies. For example, the Puritans, they set up the Massachusetts Bay Colony. They went there not because they wanted to create religious freedom, but because they wanted to be the guys who were doing the persecuting rather than being the people who were being persecuted. So they just wanted to flip it around. The first colony that actually did try to do something resembling religious tolerance was Maryland. The reason wasn't because the Marylanders were, these hand-holding, lovey-dovey people.
Liberals.
Yeah, it's not true. What happened was Maryland was set up, and that's why it has its name, as a Catholic colony.